All right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Random Encounter. This is a podcast all about games played on PC, console, and mobile devices, as well as games that are played on tabletop using dice cards and your imagination. My name is Landon Barton, and this is not the right intro. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the SaveState. My name is Landon, this is Dirk, and today we're going to be talking to you guys about a survey that was released from the Game Developers Conference about developers working on different platforms, and what's the overall consensus that we've gotten out of this? What's the number one, and what's like the number the last?
Okay, so the positive, or I guess the high end, PC gaming's looking really good, and so is VR. And the negative end is Nintendo's not looking so hot.
No, not at all. So really where the numbers kind of land on this is 52% of developers that have been surveyed, and again, this is just the people that are surveyed, it's not all developers. So take these numbers a little bit with a grain of salt, but 52% of developers are working on a game for PC. So that's great, PC's doing well. That makes sense though. I mean,
yeah.
You know what?
I think PC's more developer friendly.
Sure.
Steam makes it a lot easier to get your content out there. It just makes sense. PC, more people have PCs nowadays than they did back in the day. It didn't used to be as cool back in the day to have a PC to play games. It's more about consoles, and that is on the rise.
Well, and it makes sense that it seems like if they're gonna make a game, they're gonna make it for PC and then decide, okay, is this gonna be popular enough? Do we have development time to then also bring it to these other platforms? And then they start going down the console route.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So now on some of the other numbers are 5% of developers are working on WiiU titles right now, with 3% bringing games to the Nintendo 3DS. Surprisingly low.
Yeah.
Very surprisingly
low. For how successful the 3DS is. I want to know what the Vita numbers are.
I'm sure it's worse. I'm sure it's at the point where there's like, sorry Vita.
Sorry Vita.
We don't even
You're
consider
a peripheral
this now. And only 1% of developers surveyed are working on a Nintendo NX title. And so the Nintendo NX, if you don't know, it is Nintendo's next platform.
That's the code name for it.
Yeah, code name. Theoretically going to be officially announced and shown off this year. Hopefully, we'll see. But
they need to.
That's
so
a
I
low
wonder
number.
if the 1% for NX is just maybe NX developers didn't. This isn't the conference for them. Maybe they just didn't go to this conference because I don't know. Most of them are probably not. Was this held in the United States? I imagine. So maybe most of them just didn't
GDC most of the time is outside of the US.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, there's a possibility that Nintendo developers didn't go to this conference. 1% for the NX does seem low. Maybe because details aren't out yet, so only certain developers are working on stuff. I don't know.
The problem with me is that if you're going to launch the NX and you need to launch, this needs to like kind of save Nintendo because they're kind of plummeting a little bit, arguably plummeting. They need to come out swinging with great titles and titles from third parties. And if they only have 1% of people making games for them, that's terrifying. That is very, very terrifying. Another number, as you mentioned before, VR on the uprise. So VR, about 20% of developers are working on VR. That's continuing to go up. VR is a wide platform, so I mean, there's different companies that are doing VR. But that's great. So hopefully, the Oculus has been released. It's out for pre-order now. It'll be released soon. So does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Obviously, because VR is the big trend right now. I personally don't think that trend's gonna turn out as amazing as everyone thinks. I think it's gonna be
I think it's gonna be a slow burn. I think it's gonna
be like 3D movies where it's not that great. We just kind of accept it as the norm. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be a lot more successful than 3D movies.
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll see. The other interesting tidbit here is, out of all the consoles, the only console that had an upshoot in developers is the PlayStation 4. Granted, it was a marginal increase in percentage, but an increase nonetheless. So that's good that they're, we're in a console generation where people thought that this was going to be the last console generation, and these consoles are selling better than ever. PlayStation 4 is combating PS2 sales, anywhere. So like it's insane. So it makes sense. This is going up. That's great for us consumers. But yeah, again, PC is the number one. PlayStation 4 is on the rise. Nintendo is looking rough right now.
Yeah. So, what do you think Nintendo will do in the next year? And what do you think they should do next year?
I don't know what they're going to do.
I think the NX is going to get announced.
You don't? Or
I do think.
Yeah, I hope so.
The only game on the horizon for the Wii U that I know of is a Star Fox game that's coming out in like the next 3 months.
Yeah,
and then Zelda is question mark.
Zelda needs to be an NX title.
Yeah, I think they need to cut their losses. Say sorry, Wii U owners, we f***ed up. This is going to be an NX launch title. That's what they
or at least
to do.
A timed NX launch title. Like say, okay, we've shifted development.
Yeah, sure.
Regardless, it needs to launch exclusively for the NX to get people to say, oh, hey, I really want that Zelda game. Great. Okay, that sucks that it's not on the platform. Let it be The Last Guardian for like Sony fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let it be one of those. Okay,
so
fine.
it'll come out in like 10 years.
Well, no, it needs to come out though.
Okay.
It needs to come out, but it can't come out on the platform it was originally announced for.
Yeah.
Like put it for the thing you need to sell.
Yeah.
Right.
Completely. It's scary, man. I don't want to be in a video game world where Nintendo's just a developer like Sega.
It's probably gonna happen.
I think it's gonna happen because even their Nintendo only titles are flopping because the Mario Tennis wasn't that good.
Nope.
The
Amiibo Land
okay.
is bad. Or Amiibo Festival.
Yeah, Amiibo Festival's pretty bad.
I think the number one thing they need to do is get that developer number up. Like it needs to be higher than 1%. They need to get third-party support, and they haven't had third-party support for the Wii and for the Wii U, and they need it.
The thing with third-party titles is, if I own a Wii U and another console, if the third party comes out for the Wii U and the console, I'm always going to get it for the other console. There's never going to be a world where I get Assassin's Creed on Wii U over my Xbox.
Well, because they need to combat that. If that would have been you wouldn't have made that statement necessarily back in the GameCube days, right?
Yeah, you're right. Fair enough.
It has shifted once they released the Wii and then the Wii U, where these are graphically less comparable to the other platforms.
Even then,
and so then they're different experiences.
The network framework, like Nintendo will never be able to compete with Xbox Live and PlayStation Now.
They just need to fix those things.
Yeah, PlayStation Now. It's PlayStation Now, right?
Just PlayStation Network.
PlayStation Network.
PlayStation Now is their
okay. I don't know what. Yeah. Okay.
But they need to combat those things. I think if Nintendo can bring a powerful console to market and be the powerhouse that they used to be and push the tech and not just the interface, then I think they can get back to that. Because it used to be a thing. It's like, the Super Nintendo. People are like, okay, if it's coming out for both platforms, I'm going to buy it for the Super Nintendo over the Genesis. For the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
if they can get back to that mindset.
Now that online networks are so important, like you've seen how multiplayer works on Nintendo consoles.
Well, they need to add voice chat for one. I mean,
just the struggle to play Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Online with people. I don't know.
It's rough.
Yeah, friend codes, man. Friend codes.
We'll see. So those are some of the numbers that are coming out of the Game Developers Conference based on developers that were surveyed. Let us know in the comments below. What do you guys make of this? Again, PC doing exceptionally well. Nintendo kind of failing here. And Sony doing better than last year. So kudos to them. Let us know in the comments below, what do you think of all this? As always, if you want to keep up with all of our content, head over to thesavestate.com. You can find us on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We are at @the_SaveState. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel, and we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Thanks for watching that video. If you'd like to hear more from us, we have a custom 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. It's audio only, but it's on thesavestate.com. We do new content every Thursday. We're also on iTunes and Stitcher. We go on epic adventures without ever leaving the basement. So if you'd like to join us, we would love to have you. Again, we are the Indoorsmen, and we'll see you there.